Parashat Pinchas. It's about passion. It's about revenge. It's about anger. It's about peace. It's about zealotry and the fanaticism of a man called Pinchas. Or is he really a man of God and a man of peace? These are just some of the issues that are raised in our parasha, but they could have come straight out of the news that comes from Israel over these last few depressing weeks in Israel. Bombs are falling, rockets are being shot, people are calling for revenge, acts of violence are being committed. The voice of peace is so quiet and still. Parashat Pinchas, what does it say about it all? Does it in fact endorse revenge? It seems to, because it says, God spoke to Moshe saying, Saroret HaMidyanim, give the Midianites a tough time. The word saror is used, make their lives narrow and constricted and difficult. Hikitim otam, attack them, slay them. Kit sororim hem lachem. Why? Because they had done that to you. They had attacked you. Even it wasn't physically, but they had assaulted you, and they had assaulted the very soul of the nation through what they had done through Cosby and the incidents that precede immediately before Parashat Pinchas, and then in fact lead to initiating Pinchas's act of zealotry of killing the Israelite prince and Moabite princess, who are, as they put it politely, consorting together in front of the people of Israel. So here the parasha seems to be saying, well, revenge is okay. And therefore are the calls for revenge and acts of vengeance that we have seen in Israel, is that really the Jewish way? Is it really, do we really subscribe to eye for eye, tooth for tooth? Is this the way of the Torah and the way of the Middle East? I would suggest to you it's not, and it never was. For a start, eye tachat eye and eye for eye was never meant to be taken literally. It was always a metaphorical in terms of compensation. But what about the calls for revenge that are here? Well, you have to contrast those with all the other statements of revenge that are in the Torah. And the statements of revenge are very clear and unequivocal, where it says to us, Lo tikom v'lo titor, do not take vengeance, do not bear a grudge. That nekama is something that belongs to God and does not belong to you. And I would say in that lies the answer to our pasuk here. For the pasuk here is talking about God's vengeance. It is God who gives the instructions for vengeance, but generally God says to us, I don't want you to take vengeance. Because human beings don't have the discernment, the capacity, the understanding. When it comes to revenge, they are guided by emotion. They are not guided by rational and moral considerations necessarily. It is only God's considerations, where God has the whole picture, that He can tell us when and how to take revenge. But for us as a mitzvah, it is a mitzvah not to take revenge. It in fact is a mitzvah rather to try and find peace. It is rather to be like the Bnei Aharon, who are Ahev Shalom V'Rodev Shalom. And that is why the gift of peace is that which is given to Pinchas to neutralize his sense of violence and extremism. God's saying, okay, Pinchas, you got it right in this one particular case, but I'm now going to give you Briti Shalom. I'm going to give you my covenant of peace, because what human beings need is peace. What the Kohanim need to do is to seek peace. And you as a Kohen and from the family of Aharon, I want you to be an Ohev Shalom and a Rodev Shalom, to pursue peace. The pursuit of peace has become unfashionable in Israel today. It is rather, we feel under siege, and the people of Israel feel under siege, and who wouldn't? When the bombs are falling down, your eyes are lifted up, and the rockets are coming fast and furious from Gaza in an unrelenting and callous kind of way. Who doesn't feel like they need revenge at a time like that? Who says we shouldn't attack them, and the statements that are coming out about annihilating Hamas, etc. But we know that this cycle of violence is not new in Israel, and that going in and attacking and seeking revenge is not necessarily it has not in the past led to the peace that people of Israel so desire, even if our enemies seem to often be so reluctant to engage in any real kind of peace. So I would take from our parasha and from Pinchas is that we need to be zealots for peace. We need to take a strong and defend. We need to be able to defend ourselves. And thank God today we as Jews are not in a kind of vulnerable position where we do not have the capacity and the ability to control our destiny and to defend ourselves. But our strength gives us power, and it gives us the power of restraint. And it is restraint which the leadership of Israel has shown by not going into Gaza immediately, by not sending in ground troops, and by trying to trying to bring about peace through the attacks above the air. So I would say to you that Israel's approach has been one of restraint. It cannot tolerate, no people can tolerate rockets falling on its cities or being directed at its cities. But at the same time, Israel needs to use the strength that it has to try, despite our enemies, to find that peace that we so desire and that is so much part of the Jewish way. Peace, not revenge, is the Jewish way.